This is another message from 5 minutes or less with Jesus. Have you ever thought one time or another, what do I do next? John 13:17. If you know these things, blessed are you if you do them. You see, it's not how much word we know. There are some folks that have a lot of word, but they have no real activity. They have no real push in their life. They're just consumed with a lot of word. It's even described even when you look at the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea, nothing will grow there because there are too many minerals. You can't get one branch to grow there. I want to talk to you today about pushing out into the deep, pushing away from the harbor oftentimes and getting out there where the storm is so you will be able to experience your true destiny in God. Be determined to know more from God, more than others if you have to. Not trying to show them that you know more, but you're reaching for more in God than just sitting around close to the harbor, close to the deck all the time. And you're missing vital things in the spirit. You're missing things from God. If you yourselves do not cut the line that tie you to the dock, God will have to use a storm to sever them and to send you out to sea. Put everything in your life afloat upon God. Go out to sea on the great swell of his purpose, and your eyes will be opened. If you believe in Jesus, you are not to spend all your time in calm waters, or just inside the harbor full of joy, but always tied to the dock. If you get out past the harbor into the great depths of God and begin to know things for yourself and begin to have spiritual discernment. That's where he wants you. There are some things that you're missing because you keep trying to run it through logic. But you're too close to the harbor. You're too close to the deck. God is saying through obedience. He said, for it's better than sacrifice. He said, when you know that you should do something and do it immediately, you will know more. Examine where you have become sluggish, where you have become in a place where it's like you're losing interest in spiritual things. And you will find that it goes back to where you did not do something that you knew already. If you know something and you haven't done it in the Lord, how can he give you more? You did not do it because there seemed to be no immediate call to do it. But now you have insight, you have discernment, and at a time of crisis, you are spiritually distracted. Don't get spiritually distracted instead of spiritually self-control. It's a dangerous thing to refuse to continue learning and knowing more about God, stepping out, doing what's next, pushing away from the shallow waters, getting out into the deep. It is much better to fulfill the purpose of God in your life by discerning his will than it is to perform great acts of sacrifice. Behold, to obey is always better than great acts of sacrifice. Beware of paying attention or going back to once where you once were when God wants you to do something you've never done before and to push out into the deep. This is another message from 5 minutes or less with Jesus.